Hello there. I am now continuing the Rise of the Red Skull campaign. This time I'm going to go up against Absorbing Man. But before I did, I wanted to touch up on a lot of things. First off, on the last video I did, I had, I guess the biggest thing was using full blast while I was exhausted. I should have been able to do that. Another thing that happened, and thank you, Late Night Gaming, for pointing that out. Also, I think it was Alchemist on Reddit pointed out that I had miscalculated my health, or the villain's health, after I had attacked Blob. He should have then had gone to 7 health and not 5. So I misdid that as well. And then lastly, this one's not as important. It wouldn't really have impacted the way the game was played, but when you're using the submachine gun for crossbones, you're supposed to get your boost card first and then you settle the attack. So the way I did it wouldn't have changed anything. I don't remember, but I don't think I had any allies. If I had an ally, I could have kind of sent the damage to them. But what I did there, while it wasn't 100% correct, it didn't change the outcome of the game. So now we're going to go and get to the Absorbing Man. But before I do want to point out that with Cyclops, I went ahead and I swapped from aggression to leadership. When I was looking through the cards, with the exception of all of my minions, I think I had 5 different cards. And I thought I needed to add a little bit some more tactics. Because I was starting to notice as I was playing that I didn't have enough tactics in my deck, which, the way I look at it, sometimes is a free resource, which can be very helpful. So I did make that change. And then lastly, after you beat Crossbones, you're supposed to grab an upgrade. The upgrade that I grabbed, or the tech upgrade that I grabbed, is Tactical Scanner, which, if it comes up in the game, if I decide to use it, it allows me to draw 5 cards. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the second part of Rise of the Red Skull. As the dust settles at the Project Pegasus. Give it up, Crossbones. Game over. You fools. I never wanted the tech. I just needed to give Madam Hydra time to make it off with the stone. And now I'm here to cover her escape. The tide of battle turned against Hydra after you arrived to aid the beleaguered shield soldiers at Project Pegasus. Crossbones has been captured and his army has been defeated, but Madam Hydra escaped the facility with the Infinity Gem. You chase her outside, but you are stopped short by the imposing form of Absorbing Man. The infernal villain has been hired by Red Skull to delay your pursuit. You have to defeat him before you can recover the Infinity Gem. So I do want to take this time to go ahead and go over setup for a few minutes. We've already talked about Cyclops, so I think I'm good there. I've talked about him a lot in the channel. For Absorbing Man, he's supposed to always have an environment out. This was the one that I drew. This is Ice, which allows him to, whenever he has an undefended attack against me, I have to place 1 additional threat on the scheme. And lastly, one of the things I want to talk about, and it's not really going to affect the game, it's more going to just affect the channel, the way it's presented. If you can see here, well, let's look at this. This is my health. Then you have the villain's health. That 1 is what stage he's at, and this is the villain's health. For scheme, this is how much scheme is on the scheme right now. And at this point, this is where the scheme would pop. In this scenario, that pop means that I lose. And then there's a delay counter in this one. Every time that, after I finish the first stage or first step of the villain encounter, I'm supposed to add 1 delay counter here. So I just wanted to go over those few things before we got started. All right, so we're going to start with Cyclops' turn. And I'm going to draw my hand. I think I'm just going to go ahead and drop all of these. So I think I'm going to use the constant training ability and find a tactic card. I don't have a lot of minions, but I have coordinated attack, so I'm going to pull that one out. I'll use coordinated attack. Let's go. Coordinated attack, helicarrier, downtime, and X Mansion to play Avengers Mansion. I'll exhaust Avengers Mansion and draw another card. Well, I think I'm gonna just leave this way. I'm not gonna flip over. And that way I'll have a really big next round, right? I'll be able to have 7 cards, and also I'll have these 3. So if I could pay for these with the other 4 cards, I mean that's a huge round for me. I think. Yeah, and then I can draw another. I can draw the card. So yeah, I think I can. That'll be a good round. All right, so let's go ahead and draw. So I get 3 more cards. I didn't see that coming. That's awesome. All right. All right, for the sake of saving everyone time, I went ahead and added the scheme here and the delay counter. So he is going to scheme, and he's going to scheme for 1. So that's 3. So we're going to add 3 to the scheme. So he's at 6, which is not great. And now I get my counter card, which is Icy Grip, which means I'm stunned. And if he has the ice trait, I take 2 indirect damage. So I'm now at 8, and I have a stun on my character. Oh no. Alright, so to get started, I'm going to go and use my constant training ability. And we are going to draw... We'll draw coordinated attack again, since I figured this is probably just going to be a free resource card. So I'm going to use energy to pay for Ruby Quartz Visor. I'm going to use coordinated attack to play exploit weakness. And then I'm going to flip over as Cyclops. Oh, I'm going to draw a card too. Brilliance. So I use tactical brilliance. I could take care of 5. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Danger Room and Ricochet, which will allow me to play Tactical Brilliance. So I'll remove 3 Scheme. So that goes to 3. And then I get to draw a card. I'm sorry, I get to draw a Tactic card, which I'm going to use Coordinated Attack again, and I'm going to play Full Blast. But before I play Full Blast, I am going to attack with Cyclops, which will get rid of my stunned.
Rejected!
And then I will do this. And so since it's 1 attack, I will deal 4 damage plus another 8. So that means that he's at 2 health now. And that will be the end of this round. Alright, so I've gone ahead and I've added 1 more to here, and I've added 1 there. So now it's time for the villain to attack me. He's going to hit me for 2. I'm just going to go ahead and take it. So he hits me for 2. 4. He hits me for 4. So now I have 4 health. And because he has the snowy hillside, this goes up from 4 to 5. Alright, so not the best. And now I draw my next encounter card, which is a Sentinel Mark IV, which means that I have to go and find target for elimination. And I'll do that now, and then I'll start my next turn. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm going to go ahead and use the Avengers Mansion real quick to draw a card, which is Ricochet Blast. Oh, that's not fortunate. Crap. All right, so I think the first thing I want to do is continue setting up. What do we got here? I don't think I have enough. Oh, I do have enough. All right, so I am going to play Strength and Field Commander to play Professor X, and I get to stun the villain, or confuse the villain, stun a minion, or ready an X-Man character. I mean, I guess I could have done the stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to put this out first. I wanted to put my X-Jet out, and that way I could use Ricochet Beam, Rapid Response, and then exhaust the X-Jet to play Professor X. I'll exhaust Professor X to remove 3 off the main scheme. And then I'm going to... I think I'll stun the minion. And that way, what I can do is, when he attacks, he can hit Charles Xavier. He'll lose the stun, and I'm still good to go. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to exhaust so I can get rid of this card. I feel like that's the best play for me, because now I can, then after this, as long as I don't get a bad encounter card, I can flip back over. That's what I'm going to do. All right, so again, as I said earlier, I've added 1 to the scheme, I've added 1 to the delay. Absorbing Man is going to attack, and as I mentioned earlier, I guess I should have added 1 here. Absorbing Man is going to attack Charles for 3. Charles is now gone. The Sentinel is going to attack, and he'll lose a stun. And now it's another Sentinel, and he's got Quick Strike, and so he hits me for 2. That means I'm at 2 health now. And let's go. So I do want to point out that I'm absolutely horrible at this. Sometimes I was supposed to ready the X-Jet, Avengers Mansions, and Cyclops, and sometimes I don't ready them until after it's my turn, or until I need it in the villain's phase, and that's incorrect. I'm supposed to ready them at the end of the hero phase. I just want to point that out to everyone if you're watching me and you're trying to learn how to play the game. All right, so man, things that we need to do. Let's use the Avengers Mansion first. Draw a card. All right, it's Phoenix. And then I can play X-Jet and Genius to put Phoenix out. I get to draw a card. I could do Ricochet Beam. I could also... Do I have my Full Blast? I do. Alright, so I gotta pick one of these. If I Full Blast on the Mark II, that would obviously kill Absorbing Man as well. If I put Practice Defense on him, what would happen is I could hit him for 3, and then hit him for 3, and then she could hit for 2. Light bulb. Oh, you know what I could do? I could put Practice Defense on him, hit him for 3 for using Ricochet Blast, and then hit him for 3, then use my Ruby Quartz Visor on him for another 3, and then she could attack him, and that gets rid of both those allies, or both those minions. So I think that's what I'm doing. I'm going to play Ricochet Beam. Okay. And then I can't play any of these 2, but I can put this out. So I'm going to... Wait, after an ally enters play. So that technically would have been... Yeah, I'm going to spin these 2 to put this out, which won't help me now, but hopefully will help me later. I'm going to play practice defense on the Mark 6. I'm going to exhaust to deal 3 damage to the Mark 6. And then I'm going to play ricochet beam to deal 3 damage to the Mark 5. And get rid of the Mark 6. Phoenix is then going to attack for 2, which will get rid of the Mark 5. And then I am going to flip over as Cyclops, and I am going to heal for 3. So we will put that there. That's 5, which is, I guess, my magic number for him. And I think that's it for this phase. Okay, so like previous times, I've updated the scheme and the delay counter. At 5, I think that's pretty much... I don't think I really need to track it after 5. It just means that I get the bad Juju Magumbo after that. So after the next villain phase, we'll just stop keeping track of that, and I'll just delete that. But I did remember to ready everybody and everything. So he is going to scheme. He's going to scheme for 1. And then 2. So he's going to scheme for 3. So he's now at 7 scheme. All right. And now I get my encounter card, which is Icy Grip. I am stunned. If Absorbing Man has the ice trait, take 2 indirect damage. So I'm going to take 2 damage and I'm stunned. I don't know if that helps. I don't know how you guys can see this. And let's make sure I get my 2 damage. All right. And I guess I could have actually given that to Jean, but I think I need to use her. All right. All right. I feel pretty good about this. So I am going to exhaust Scott, and I'm going to heal for 3. So I'm out at 6. Then I'm going to use his constant training ability to grab practice defense. Give a slightly crappy shuffle since I'm at the end of my deck. I've got 7 cards now. So not this next time. Well, maybe. We'll see. All right. So I've practiced defense now. Let's go ahead and use Vendor's Mansion to draw another card, which I got Danger Room Training. And I am going to flip Scott over. And let's place priority target on Absorbing Man, which will give me 2 cards if I defeat him. And I believe that would work since I'm going to be defeating him and then sending him to the second stage. So let me know if I did this wrong, anybody. But so Phoenix will attack for 2, which means that he's now defeated. I'm going to pause this so I can update everything. All right, so I have the villain defeated, and the way I'm playing this, and as I mentioned earlier, someone let me know, and I can, well, I guess I won't do anything. I will draw 2 cards, though, because I have priority target on him, and I get Tactical Brilliance and the Tactical Scanner. This is a lot of cards. I probably should think this out a little bit. Do I have 1, 2, 3, 4? We'll leave this one out just in case. We'll use this one. All right, so I will put Wolverine out, and I will exhaust Utopia to ready Scott. I'm sorry. She should have 2 on her now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhaust the X-Jet, and maybe I should have done it this way instead, and that way I could go through here and find, I'll go with Genius, and then we will use this, and this to pay for be Wolverine. Yeah. I might have to look. I might have made a mistake there. I might have overpaid for Wolverine, but all right, we're cool there. And then I am going to use. So Wolverine could do 3 damage, and Beast could do 2 damage, so that's 5. And then Cyclops can do another 3, so that would be 8 damage. So he's at 7 health. And then I will use Cyclops to thwart for 2, taking the scheme down. So let's get this squared away. I did 8 damage, so 15 and 8, if I'm right, is 7. And for the scheme, that will go down to 5. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about this. This is now exhausted, and these two both have damage done to them. All right. Okay, so I do want to bring attention. I kind of mentioned this earlier. I did add the scheme here. I disabled the delay counter because at this point we just assume that I'm at 5 now, so I don't feel like there's any reason to track it anymore because I just get the worst of whatever they're going to give me. Period. But I also think that we might be done, so we'll see. All right, so he is going to attack me. I'm going to have Phoenix take it because she's got no health now. So he's going to do 2 damage plus 1. And it says if he has the stone or the wood trait, I am now stunned, which 1, he doesn't. And 2, I'm already. So that wouldn't have done anything. So she is now gone. Oh, I did forget to mention, and you can kind of see it here. I did deck out, which means that I have to get another encounter card. So that's what that's there for. So I'm going to draw my next card, which this is my encounter card, which is Swinging Stone. Zorbaman attacks me. If he has the stone trait, he gains +1 attack for his activation. So he's going to attack me again for 2. Let's move this out of the way because this is, yeah. So he's going to attack me for 2 plus 1. So he's going to deal 3 damage. I should have said Beast was going to take it. Because I didn't, I'll go ahead and take the damage. All right. All right. And now I'm going to draw this counter card. If it's another attack, I'm going to have Beast or Wolverine take it. All right, so it is targeted for elimination, which means that I cannot switch to my alter ego form if there's a Sentinel in play. So I think I don't care. All right, now it's my turn. Okay, this rarely ever happens that I catch a mistake outside of editing, but in my last hero phase, I use Ruby Quartz Visor to attack Absorbing Man, but I was stunned. So what I have done, if you can look here, is I've added the 3 health that he would have had from that, and I removed the stun. I believe that makes everything, I was going to say kosher. I think that makes everything square. That's probably not the best move. I probably would have actually had an attack where I would have lost the 1 health, or I would have done the 1 damage, but I got rid of the stunned. But that means I also would be at 8 scheme instead of 6. So, all right. Now that I've got that out of the way, I am now going to use... Oh, Wolverine would have had 2. Now he'd have 1. Okay. So I can use Wolverine to attack for another 2. Or I'm sorry, have Wolverine attack for another 3, and he gains another 2 damage. And I can have Beast attack for 2. That is... Oh, wait a minute. What am I doing? Let's use Endurance to play Exploit Weakness. So that would be 4 and 6. All right. So 4 and 6, that means he's got 4 and 2. So that means he's got 4 health left. And then let's go ahead and Ooh. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. I can exhaust Ruby Quartz Visor and I can do another 4 damage. So that's cool. That means he's at 0 health. But in case I made other mistakes, let's go ahead and keep playing this out. I think what we are going to do is after an X-Men enters, play exhaust. Let's go ahead and have we'll exhaust these cards and this to play Polaris, which would give me a tough status card, and she will attack for 3 and will ready Beast and have Beast attack for another 3. So that's 6 extra damage. Oh man. So that means that with Polaris attacking for an extra 3 and Beast attacking for an extra 3, now he's gone. I should have done 6 additional damage to the villain. So I think I'm good, right? He's at negative 6 health. So hopefully that if I made any mistakes, I've more than covered those. So as far as the Absorbing Man and swapping from aggression to leadership, I thought that went really well. I'm actually thinking I might stick with it, going from Absorbing Man to the Taskmaster. I believe that I have about a 25% chance of drawing a minion. That's out of, I have like 11 cards, and I think it's like 42-ish that will be in the deck. Now that I think about it, that's probably way off on math-wise. But I do believe I'm going to stick with the leadership right now. I'll probably play through it a couple of times just to see how everything goes. But I don't really think I'm going to make too many changes. Again, if I'm running with the leadership deck, I'll probably drop a link to the Marvel card database in the description for what this deck was. I also don't think I made that many mistakes, but normally I find out all of my mistakes after I've posted the video, so we'll see. But I just want to take this time to say, hey, thank you everyone for watching. I really do appreciate it. This is so awesome that I'm able to play the game and then people actually watch me play. And until next time, see you.